Alright, time to start chillin'. The next skate game got announced for early access in 2025. Let's see if I can get to 100k before that happens. Around a year ago, I made a Skate 3 video about mods that break Skate 3. Well, this time I'm here to talk about all the mods that are possible in today's age, and kind of future-proofing the community in case the next skate game is not as great as we thought it would be. Where they fail, we can just create it. Now, I am not giving myself credit in helping the modding scene. All I'm doing is promoting, because I don't know how to use C# and any of these other programming languages. What do you mean a hash? Isn't that like a hash brown? Is that a food? Modding is possible on emulators and consoles, and I will be telling you which platform are compatible with what mods. All these mods I'm going to be talking about can be found in the Skate Modding Discord, link down in the description. For the majority of people watching this, you are most likely playing Skate on your console. So when I say these mods are available on PS3 and or Xbox, that is because that it's a modded console, and there are tutorials out there to help you to mod your console if you want to. Before anyone asks, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 does not have compatibility with Skate 3, so stop asking. Also, Xbox One and Xbox Series X does not work, you have to use a 360. But if you own a PC and just do not want to hop at console at all, you are still in luck. There is a thing called emulators. Now, emulators are a pretty hot topic, and Nintendo is actively trying to shut them down. Let's just hope Sony and Microsoft doesn't do the same. For a PlayStation emulator, you have the RPCS3. For Xbox 360 emulation, you have Zanac. But what's the difference? The difference is all about the performance. For RPCS3, it is a much more CPU-heavy emulator. What I mean is that most likely your emulator is going to take up 100% of your CPU if you don't have a beefy computer. For Zanac, it's practically like a normal PC game. It takes from your CPU and your GPU. The only difference is that PS3 emulating has more mods than the Xbox emulator. And that's because most of the modding is just memory manipulation. Doing memory manipulation mods on Zanac is possible, but not compatible with every single version. Yeah, these emulators do get updated from time to time, and updating these emulators will cause mods not to work. But if you do want mods to work, it's time for a plug. There is a second Discord where you can help make mods. I've plugged it in the last modding video and I'm doing it again. The problem that happened last time was that people did join and was interested in modding Skate, but they didn't know where to start. It was very open-ended on where you wanted to go and not a lot of direction. If you know any of these programs, just start talking in the Discord. Here you can make accessibility tools like Tukis, who's made tools for RPCS, and Zanac for modifying textures. Not only that, he's made a tool to where you could change the font in the game. Also, if your native language isn't in the language select screen, just import your own. I will warn you though, it is very half-baked and not complete. He also created something to where it looks like your HUD is from Skate 2, having Skate 2 type assets as you skate around the world. It's pretty cool to look at. The only thing I don't like is how it constantly says line on the side. Yeah, if you could fix that, it'd be great. Also, custom sky textures. I have made tutorials for all these tools on my second channel if anyone's interested. Join the server now so you could possibly make a tool that converts PS3 information into Xbox information. And also vice versa, so we can share replays, maps, and skaters, all universally. The big project right now is using the Skate 2 debug symbols and recompiling it into an IDA database so it can be used for Skate 3 and modify that game as well. If any of this sounds interesting to you, there are resources and a GitHub for you to begin decompiling Skate 2. There's also a GitHub to trying to get emulator to have online. We just need the right people to see it. There is a $1,000 bounty offered if you can complete this by Tallymark. If successful, I'll contact any Skate 3 creator who wants to pitch in this pot to make it even greater. And as I currently was making this video, there has been more information on how to get these servers running due to some EA Blaze server information that was found. The Blaze server being the type of server that EA runs that houses Skate 3. Something to show some progress on this, we found all the animations that were in Skate 3. There are over 3,000 onboard animations and over 900 offboard animations. And with this power, we can replace any animation with any other animation and do stuff like this, which is not possible without this decomp project. Onto the mods. Let's start with the most popular one, the save editor. Basically, have you ever gone online and just saw the most abomination of a skater you have ever seen? Yeah, that's possible with the save editor. It allows you to change your character however you want. With this, you can create RGB glowing like skaters, or create your own abomination of a skater. You can change the color of your board, or change the color of already existing clothing. Not only just clothing color, but the clothing texture. I replaced Cuz's pants with Sammy's pants, because Cuz's pants usually look like this. Not only can you change the look, but you can change the size, become fat as you want, become as skinny as you want, get a really long chin, have really wide eyes, look constantly spooked, or look like a duck, your choice. Since the graphics creator has been down since 2013, we now have the ability to add it ourselves, so upload your own personal branding, put a meme on it, or put something cursed. Vibe has an in-depth tutorial covering everything in this save editor. Or if you don't want to go through any of that, you can choose someone else's save that they chose to share with other people in save data. Or you can head over to downloads and go to a collection of save datas where there's a media file for everything that you possibly want. There you can get branding such like Machinima, Supreme, or maybe wear someone like SpongeBob from a TV show. Or get a sneak peek at a Skate 4 skater, become the Galaxy, and or play as a car. Yep, that's right, you don't have to be a skater, you can actually become a four-wheeling vehicle. If you want to play as a car, just type in car save, you'll find it. These saves are not just due to visual appearance, but they are also towards skaters' ability, like this infinite power slide skater. That angle to hit the infinite power slide glitch has just become a lot more easier. You could even download a custom pack there as well. I mentioned how I changed the pant texture of Cuz's pants to Sammy's pants, and some of you guys are wondering, who is Sammy? That doesn't exist on the list. Well, that's because she's part of the original Skate characters from the Skate lore. Her, Mike, and Big Black were all in Skate 2 and have been ported to Skate 3. I promise their faces don't look as mangled outside of Edit Skater. Well, let's say there isn't a save that you actually want, but you want to create your own. Well, you can, thanks to Coach Frank's Skate Shop. Heading over to the FAQ section of the server, there is a whole video that explains how to create your own skater. The Coach Frank Skate Shop is only an RPCS3 thing, where in the server there's also a dedicated place for CFSS files, which is the Coach Frank Skate Shop. So you too can add personal branding to your skater just like I did. But let's say you want to create your own skater, but you're also really bad at following directions. You can hit up 3 artists that I know that can create a skater for you. Drew, Mike, and Sam. They can create any skater that you want on RPCS3. So if you do hit any of them up, it's gonna have to cost you a pretty penny. This shit ain't cheap. If you head your way over to Drew's YouTube channel, he has a link to his server, which he does give out free skaters for you to download. Speaking about saves, did you know you could download skate parks? Yeah, they're actually shareable, and that's part of the download links within the media fire list. I downloaded the skate park pack that is provided by Dies that he's made multiple videos about throughout the years. Places like Tampa, the Fantasy Factory, a little place he called Tokyo, Wallenberg, a giant ski slope, and of course, the most romantic place of all, the Joker Stairs. Speaking about parks, did you know you can make your own? I mean, that is a Skate 3 feature, but did you know you can create them outside the skate park? With this skate park mod, you can create anything you want in a park, outside the park, and you can even save that park. You can download other parks that people have made, like Dice's Mega Park. He's made a whole video covering on how he made it, and you can actually go and download that for yourself. Also, don't forget the Mega Park he created in the downtown area. That's pretty cool as well. RPCS3 only for this park. And lucky for you guys, this mod is available on every single platform. Now it's time to get to the good stuff, the actual modding of the game. The native menu, only available on RPCS3. But these mods are on other platforms, just not in a native form, they are in a mod menu. But these mods were put together by different people depending on which platform you use, so some of these mods I showcase might not be available on your PS3 or Xbox. This menu includes adjustables, stuff like messing with your ollie height, how high you can foot plant, how high you hippie jump, how fast you spin in a torpedo bail, or being able to do hairpin turns in a spread eagle formation. Then you also have toggleables, like not being able to die from fall damage, marker taking too long to go back to, just make it instant, or turning off the air timer because everyone hates that 5-second rule. When you're in a career challenge and you're tired of the pedestrians being in your way, you can simply turn them off. Don't care about physics? Just walk on air. Out of bounds? What is that? Didn't flick out of a dart catch? It doesn't matter. Want to bring back the Skate 2 ragdoll? Well, now you can. Then you also have visual mods, which don't affect the game, but just affect what you see on the screen. Stuff like all that HUD display that's in your replays, gone. Tired of being set to 24mm to 75mm in replay? Break that limit. Game looking a little too bright? Dim it down. Don't want to see your character? Turn it off. Also, you can turn off dynamic shadows and now your character is invisible. Want to cheat and get high scores? Now you can. Want to look like it's a supernova outside? Why not? Game is not as colorful as you want? Just change it. Doesn't matter. Getting low FPS? Well, make it higher. NPCs too small? Make them bigger. FOV is too close? Make it farther. Just want to be a solid color? Go ahead. Want to add some depth to your game? Now you can. And change that color as well. Does your board look a little too boring? We'll make it a sword. Next, you have animation mods, where you can either replace the animation or speed up the animation. With this menu, you're only allowed to change the late flip animation. So I can change my late flip to a late tray, just like the new Skate 4 game that's coming out. Also, just like the next Skate game coming out, I could slow down a flip rotation. Next are save mods, stuff that can modify your save, like getting max board sales, or making your shoes, or hair, or pants, or deck, any of that invisible. Let's say you don't have the Time is Money Pack DLC installed, just unlock all of it. And also, hidden within the difficulty settings is motorized difficulty settings. It is a dev-specific difficulty that was used for in-game development. What is it? Well, all it is normal mode. You are in normal, but the only difference is now if you hold RB, you gain speed. And on top of that, it also has no fall damage. You also have the Sky Replacer. With the Sky Replacer, you can change any normal sky setting. You can have the Skate 1 sky, the Skate 2 sky, a cloudy sky, a clear sky, make it nighttime, or witness the eclipse. Within hotkeys, you'll find the debug cam. What is the debug cam? Well, you can go into it, fly around, go through floors, go through buildings, go anywhere you want, but as soon as you back out, you teleport there, making it very easy to access any part of the map. With all this, it is all packaged up into a save config, so you could actually set it how you want, save it, and so when you boot up the emulator again, all you have to do is open up the native menu, and your settings are already there. That is a RPCS3 exclusive mod, by the way. Now here's something that's not exclusive, modded boot files. Basically, it's modifying the game to tell it to do something else without having to pull up a mod menu. For example, an air timer boot file. Having this installed means that there's no 5-second air timer anymore. The party play boot file, where you could play as your skater in party play, because usually you have to pick a pro skater. You can't use your career skater. Now this leads me to talk about cheat tables. What are cheat tables? Well, think about it as prehistoric mod menus. This is emulator only, sorry console players. Under official mods down at the bottom, there are cheat tables that you can download. Here you can find stuff like Crinch's Realistic mod, which is practically the beta version of the reflip mod that I talked about last video. That's still not out, I don't know when he's finishing that. Or other people of the modding team having a collection of their own cheat tables. For example, here is everything in Matt's all-in-one cheat tables. It has a lot of stuff that none of the other mod menus probably have, like being able to disable grinds. I don't see that in the native menu. This also allows you to go past the limits set in the native menu, or the other modding menus. For example, the no comply and foot plant speed only goes up to 30, and it gives you this much speed. Now that's pretty fast, but what if I go into the cheat table and change it to, let's say, 300? Also, don't stand in the middle of traffic during rush hour. Now I would like to give a good shout out to the extras. If you can't find anything in the collection of the media fire links, maybe you could find something obscure, like that Skate 2 HUD I talked about earlier. Or you play as a cow. Yeah, that's right, you get to play as Bessie, or better known as Cudmore. Cudmore was an extra playable character in SSX3. Cudmore got converted into Bessie and was lost in the files of Skate 1, which we have now successfully ported to Skate 3, so yes, now you can play as a dairy flipping cow. Also, for anyone who has just switched over to RPCS3 after playing on Xbox their whole life, you're probably not familiar with the PlayStation buttons. That's why there is an extra mod to where you replace the buttons with Xbox buttons. Now you don't need to second guess yourself when the thing says hit L3. And now for the finale, the Skate 2 map. I teased it before in the last modding video, how we only have the stadium and then Mega Park / Fun Track. But now we have the whole open world. Yup, that's right. New San Vanalona is now in Skate 3. It even comes with all the spawn points that Skate 2 has. This sadly only applies for PS3 emulators. However, there is a downside. It crashes. If you stay in one spot, you should be fine, but traveling from one part of the world to the next will guarantee a crash. But hey, at least the Skate 2 DLC maps work just fine. Also a quick plug to the Decop project again, because after doing this, the Skate 2 map should run more smoothly and not crash as often. For anyone that's interested in comp, we now have the Skate 2 maps in the spot battle form. Both are in 1-ups, but yes, you could still hit scores as if you're playing in Skate 2, but just with Skate 3 mechanics. But it doesn't stop there though. We've managed to get the Skate 3 and Skate 2 worlds all in a Blender file. You know what that means? Not only can you play in Port Carventon or New San Vinalona in Skate 3, but you can play it in Skater XL, BMX Streets, Slackers Carts of Glory, Rooftops and Alleys, and Fortnite. Now some of you guys are probably asking, what about Scoot? What about BMNG? Session, Assetto Corsa, and GTA 5. Clearly there's gameplay of them hanging around in the University District. And to that I say, well, yes, you can play in the University District. It's just that those maps in particular are fan-made, and not like the other games that I've mentioned, which is literally ripped straight from the game. And if you want those games to actually have the straight rip, head over to the extras and download the Skate Blender maps to port it to any game possible. Skate 3 is spreading like a virus, and I hope it continues as it does, because the potential of Skate 3 modding will last longer than the next Skate game.